Hey guys, Merl here and welcome back. So yesterday an article released where basically Epic Games employees have actually spoke out anonymously in fear, letting us know what it's actually like to work at Epic Games, aka the creators of Fortnite. And to be honest, this looks like the dark secret behind Fortnite's massive success. I want to thank all of you for tuning in today. If you guys enjoy, drop a little like down below and subscribe if you're new around here for Fortnite news, which is never clickbait. I keep you up to date on everything you possibly need to know in the community, things like updates, skins, all around news regarding Fortnite. So hit that subscribe button, guys, I'd appreciate it a ton. And if you'd like to support me even further, you guys can go in Fortnite and enter in servers to support me when you pick up a Fortnite skin. The code also resets every 14 days, so double check it every so often just to make sure it hasn't reset, guys. But let's get straight into it. Now, first of all, I want to explain that I'm only making this video to address a big issue in the actual Fortnite workplace. I have the utmost respect for Fortnite and Epic Games and the game they've created. It's made my career, it's made hundreds and millions of others' careers, and it's made a ton of fun for all of us. I'm only here to educate you guys on a big issue that's going on, but first of all, let's take a look at what happened. So, yesterday, an article released on Polygon, a great source. They always talk about the news that's going on all globally, you know, but 12 Epic employees, ex-employees, and current actual former employees working on Fortnite came out anonymously to give their opinion on what it's like to work for Epic Games, and there's an issue. These employees are reporting the workplace to be a hostile environment and spoke about just how stressful and hostile it all is. Now, personally, I would never ever have thought of something like this. You know, Fortnite's been a massive success. You could imagine, you know, the workplace being a very kind of open environment, you know, a respectable place. You know, it's full of fun, you know, great employees who are constantly working, very talented individuals, but it seems as though that's not all the case. Now, how can such a popular, fun, and enthusiastic game have such a stressful and hostile behind the scenes? Now, as we know, Fortnite released in September of 2017, and something called crunch is what's relatively known in the gaming industry, especially if you're a developer. But what this basically means is, especially when a game's coming up to its launch, or maybe there's a big update, maybe, I don't know, just a huge update, developers, the coders, the artists, everyone on the team has to work crunch hours, and it's expected, you know. Now, usually this lasts maybe weeks to months, but it seems as though for Fortnite that's not the case, and it seems to be an ongoing occurrence. These employees have spoke about working 70 to 100 hours per week, guys. That's at least 10 hours a day, and normally, you know, the average adult works maybe 40 to 50 hours, you know, maybe a 9 to 5 job, you know what I mean? And usually they get the weekend off, but it seems as though that's 10 hours a day, guys. That's no breaks, and we know it's no breaks because further into the article, an employee says the company gives us unlimited time off, but it's almost impossible to take the time off. If we take the time off, the workload falls on other people, and no one wants to be that guy. So essentially, it just seems such a busy environment. You know, we know that Fortnite gets weekly updates, you know, we get fresh new content, and it's all great, and I feel like that's mainly why Fortnite's such a huge success, and I'm sure all of us can appreciate Fortnite's hard work, but we never knew it was this serious, because some of these employees are saying getting a weekend away from work is a major achievement, and that's crazy, you know. Like, normally for an average adult, as I just said, it's normal to get a weekend away. You know, you should have your weekends off, you know, to see your family, children, go out places and just live your life, you know. But it seems as though for those working on Fortnite and at Epic Games, it is not the case. They also speak about the fact that they've had friends break down in tears. I'm assuming this is for that, well, other work colleagues people are working with, and it just seems that the stress is taken over for a lot of people. It seems as though the main kind of problem for Fortnite right now is its success. You know, they're saying Fortnite achieved a far higher level of success than we ever anticipated, and maybe the ongoing success, you know, the growth, you know, Fortnite's the biggest game ever, to be fair, guys. It's held that role for at least a good year now. One of these employees says that the executives keep reacting and changing things. Everything has to be done immediately. We're not allowed to spend time on anything. If something breaks, for example a weapon, we can't just turn it off and fix it in the next patch. It has to be fixed immediately, and all the while we're still working on next week's patch. It's brutal. So words like brutal, we can just tell the kind of pressure that's going on at Fortnite and Epic Games. Now, if we take a look at some other kind of statements they're saying, this is quite worrying, guys, to be fair. One of them actually said, I hardly sleep, I'm grumpy at home, I have no energy to go out, getting a weekend away from work is a major achievement. If I take a Saturday off, I feel guilty. I'm not being forced to work this way, but if I don't, the job won't get done. So at least for some, this is having serious mental health issues, you know, not being able to sleep, having mood swings at home. You know, imagine going home from work, being all sad and depressed around your family, your kids, that's just no way to live, man. Like, this is seriously a big topic that needs to be massively spread around. Now, something interesting that my good friend, that Denver guy, actually pointed out is that on an actual website where you can actually kind of rate companies, you can rate your boss, your fellow colleagues and employees, I believe. Tim Sweeney, who's actually the founder and CEO of Epic Games, got a 97% rating, and that's pretty good. But keep in mind that's only from 48 people, and these could be old ratings, these could be brand new ones. And we don't even know if they're all legitimate ratings, you know, but it's interesting that he got a rating of this sort, and fair enough, Tim Sweeney probably isn't around for a lot of it, you know. He's got managers, he's got like founders of Fortnite, I don't know, but there's a lot of higher up people in Fortnite who probably are managing Fortnite on their own, not just Tim Sweeney. Some other employees are saying quotes like, one senior guy would just say, just get more bodies, and what they mean by that is just get more people to work on the game, and by senior guy they mean people higher up in the company. And as I just said, I assume there's probably different people rather than just Tim Sweeney working on the game, but this is like worrying, guys. It's like the dark side of Fortnite's success, a side that we don't see publicly, and it's kind of a step into the behind the scenes and just really what it's like. Some other frightening things that these Epic employees are saying is it got really scary, no one was safe. Now that's full stop. That's just not acceptable at all. And I understand, me personally, I've got no idea what it's actually like to work in a company or a development company, but I can imagine being scared to work, being scared to ask for time off, being scared to go home or just take a little break. That's no way to work at all. Now keep in mind, these Epic employees, no matter if they have been fired or if they've just left Epic Games or even if they're still working there, they all signed an NDA agreement, a non-disclosure agreement, where basically they can get in big trouble if they speak publicly about certain things that's going on at Fortnite and Epic Games. And it's serious, guys. They can get blacklisted, they can get fired, or even further. We don't even know how powerful Epic Games are. So it's very courageous that they're speaking out, and I've got the utmost respect for it. As I say, yet again, I absolutely adore Fortnite and Epic Games, but having a problem like this that's going on behind the scenes, it needs to be addressed for the good of everyone. Other employees are talking about, when I complained to one of my managers, they just told me to quiet down. What? That is ridiculous. An employee also said, it's killing people, something has to change, and I couldn't not agree more. Without a doubt, Fortnite's success is to be expected to be a pretty busy place, but having problems like these, you know, 70 to 100 working hours, being scared to take time off, maybe ask for a weekend off, you know, take a little break, that has to change. I'm just a content creator. I don't have a say in what goes on really at Epic Games, but if we share this video around and if we share this kind of article and what's going on behind the scenes at Fortnite Epic Games, I'm sure something can be done, because it's just unacceptable, man. Having your own employees, without a doubt, the work they push out is phenomenal, man. We've never seen a game like Fortnite be such a success, you know. Weekly updates, skins, cosmetics, all of the success they've received is well deserved, but it's just frightening seeing the kind of behind the scenes, taking a step into what's really going on. This is Fortnite, a fun, kid-friendly game that's just global. It's popular everywhere in the world, and even though we're all just people at the end of the day, something has to be done, because it seems as though the employees working on Fortnite are very unhappy. It's apparently the most aggressive schedule they've ever seen, and people got burnt out on all departments. Keep in mind, these aren't just developers that are getting these crunch hours. These are artists, testers, admins, people who work social media, who run the Twitter, Instagram. You guys know what it's all like. But this is just it's absolutely mind-boggling, and I'm so happy that Polygon and these Epic employees have spoke out about this, because I'm sure with enough publicity, videos like mine, people talking about this topic, I'm sure this can all be shared around and resolved. So how can Fortnite really resolve this? From my perspective and my personal opinion, I really wouldn't mind fortnightly updates that are coming out every 2 weeks rather than every week. The previous schedule with Fortnite was that we would get a big update and then a content update. At the time of this recording, it seems as though we're getting updates every single week, which just is crazy because these are big updates, guys. Like, take a look at these patch notes right here from the latest update. You know, this is a lot of changes and new additions. Fortnite, no matter what, is always going to be a fun game, and personally, I just wouldn't mind having new content every 2 weeks. You know, there's a big issue going on right now with the Fortnite World Cup where, especially competitive players, they're not being able to adapt to new changes, new additions, things getting taken out of the game. It's just not right at all, and having maybe 2 weeks at least as a starting point would just make, I'm sure it would make these employees' lives a lot better, kind of allow Epic Games to reevaluate schedules, things that are going on at Fortnite, and for us as players, I feel like it would be better. You know, we get time to play with new things, because for example, if something gets added and then it gets taken out the following week, like what's the point, you know what I mean? But I don't know, I would absolutely love to hear what you guys think about this topic, because I'm sure you can all understand my sympathy for these Epic employees. Even though some of them may be ex-employees who no longer work at Epic Games, some of these are for sure still working at Epic on Fortnite, and I'm sure these are only a few, guys. Keep in mind, apparently, I don't know, there's probably hundreds of employees working at Epic Games right now, and something needs to be done. And if that's 12 employees talking that negatively about Epic Games, imagine the pressure going on across the whole company. But yeah, guys, leave your thoughts on this topic down below. What do you think should be done about Fortnite and Epic Games' kind of dark secret behind its success? Because no matter what, even though Fortnite had such a huge success, we can finally see why. You know, these crunch hours, 70 to 100 hours weekly, even though crunch hours meant to be a weekly occurrence, maybe like the few weeks leading up to a big update or the launch of a game, and then it kind of calms down. That has not been the case for Fortnite. It's still like that, and something needs to be done. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this and how you guys think it should be resolved. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, drop a little like down below to let me know you enjoyed. Subscribe with those notifications on. We are so close to 100,000 subscribers, and if you guys could share this video around with a few friends, and as I say, the more publicity this video gets, the better chance something gets done about Fortnite and we get a more positive game and kind of energy over at the Epic Games Studios. But thanks a lot for watching. Use code servers in the Fortnite M shop. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram too if you guys would like to, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.